It is an illustration of what is all too real: distracted driving with teenagers. On this day, the state FCCLA makes it a part of its annual convention. Speakers and examples that provide something special for a captive audience. They have gathered to try and help lead at their schools, in their communities. It is brought home by one special speaker who happens to be a parent of a son who did not return one day after practice.
And this young man went in excess of 77 miles per hour, lost control of the car, and the way that the car fell, the right rear passenger absorbed all of the impact of that accident, and that right rear passenger was Luke.
Marianne is referring to her son who lost his life because he was in the car with a distracted driver.
You get that call as a parent that you dread, and so we went to the scene and were told that he had been airlifted to a hospital in Atlanta Medical Center. So we went there, and he had severe head trauma, and within 24 hours was declared brain dead.
Her story is raw, and it speaks to a growing concern: teenagers distracted by texting. It is a problem that extends well beyond high school, and on this day they tried to make some progress.
There are billions of text messages. We've seen year over year the amount of texting traffic just doubles and doubles and doubles. Especially with younger folks, it's a form of communication. You know, they come up with all the acronyms and all of the different things that we see out there.
You never really think about it, but people associate drinking and driving as a dangerous thing. Your vision's impaired, your judgment's impaired. But if you look at texting and driving, your vision's not even there. You're not even looking at the road.
They've illustrated the point with a real-life simulated car experience, set up for even a reporter to try and navigate and text at the same time. Okay, so now I'm gonna text. Whoa! Now I'm going over the side, and holy cow! I'm literally out of control, and I hit the brake just to reset myself because I had wound over there and had to bring it back, and all I had done was glance down to try to send a text. I hadn't even gotten to the point where I was texting yet. While technology gets better, so too does the danger zone.
One of the things is we have so much more cellular mobile broadband coverage, and essentially these individuals can download data, talk and text from anywhere throughout the state. So when they're on the road, they can maintain a phone conversation or a back and forth texting without dropping or losing coverage at all. So that's become problematic. Texting is the #1 mode of communication for teens. The average teen texts 60 times a day. And there are 23% more traffic accidents because of texting and driving.
Tackling the issue is a challenge. It's not chemical related, so many young people believe that they can do it until they can't. Drove off the road 9 times just trying to look at text.
Well, 13 infractions.
13 infractions.
And how many text messages did you get out?
None. None. I didn't get any text messages out. 13 infractions. And I wasn't even going that fast.
There's teen driving laws out there, and there's a lot of programs out there that do address teen driving issues, and they're great. We don't want to stop doing that. But what we do know is that parents, generally speaking, they don't understand what the real risks of teen driving are, what the teen driving laws are, and why they exist.
And at that point is when I noticed her cap and gown was still in her car. She was going to graduate the next day. It was just a really horrific scene, all because of a senseless text message.
Gordy Pearson speaks on it on behalf of the state.
Their lack of brain development, in other words, they're more likely to take risks, they feel invincible, things of that nature, and their lack of driving experience. The combination of having their eyes off the road, their hands off the steering wheel, and their mind somewhere else, combined with those other factors, is really, really a formula for disaster.
So how do you send the message? You gather a group like this and you ignite it by teaching to your peers, first by understanding the problem.
Well, to give you a little bit of an idea, I have a 5-hour drive from East Grand Forks to Minneapolis. On the way here, I counted how many people I saw texting and driving, because I was in a bus, and I got to about 53 and stopped.
Simply acknowledging the problem is at least the start for teenagers.
I think before prom, we're going to pass out wristbands and stuff, so we tell kids how to We'll remind them not to text and drive, focus, because prom and graduation, they're all excited to be done. And just to go to prom, it's always a fun experience.
Then the education begins, that this is not theory, that it's all too real, and it's dangerous, and it really does happen.
We actually did a study in our anatomy class where we would go online and take reaction tests where we were distracted, undistracted, or when we were texting and when we were reading text. And we found out that we could not text and drive.
You see, the best way to get a message delivered is peer-to-peer.
Minnesota laws are as follows. There's a ban on cell phone use.
They not only learn by their research and planning, but they also can effectively bring the message to their peers and they're listened to.
But getting to the youth also involves something they can see. When you put them in a position that it's right in front of them, it strikes a chord. Do kids, teenagers, need to see a strong visual? Do they need to see something that really hits them between the eyes before they get it, so to speak?
Absolutely. I mean, you can throw statistics at teens all the time, but until they see something that's striking, it doesn't really hit home.
That's the idea. We have come to terms with technology, and what makes life easier also makes it more difficult.
There is no safe way to take a couple of 1,000-pound vehicle traveling anywhere from 30 to 70 miles an hour and to do something that takes your eyes off the road. There's just no safe way to do it.
It can sound like a boring topic, distracted driving, until you see it up close, until you understand that in a second you too could be the victim. And that is just not worth the risk.
Life is a gift. It is so fragile. Honor it and give it the respect it deserves.
Life to the Max is brought to you by LifeTouch, photography for a lifetime.